What's happening? How are you today? I hope you're well. I hope your week has been good. I hope the new month is starting off well for you. And, we're hoping for good things. Now, kidogo kidogo, let's get into the word kidogo. Now, nine, the number nine hmm, eh, signifies new life. Kama dema alipata ball December. Right now, we're in the ninth month of the year. That means it's time for a new life. It's time for birth. And so nine is very significant. I don't want to be a preacher here, but I just want to put it out there that we are in the ninth month. The ninth month meaning it's time for new birth, new life. Sawa sawa. So and for me it's significant, and I'm putting it personally for me. It signifies new life. And as I told you in the previous video, it's time for for me it's a time to get out there and live again. It's a time for me to go out there and live my life again. you know I've had this period called monk mode. I told you about it kidogo. It's a time where every time you go through something as a man, every time you go through divorce, take time by yourself, and that period is called monk mode. And normally it goes on. See at inaisha, it goes on, and as you figure out what you want to do with your life. Sawa sawa. So let's get started. Nimeingia tu kama nimeanza mamoshene. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Man Cave. My name is Uncle Mike the Baker, and I'm excited to have you here today. And today we have some new audience. Watu wa Facebook, karibuni sana. We are now on episode 30. If you've missed out on all the other episodes, they are on my YouTube channel, so go check them out. On my YouTube channel, this is the Man Cave series that we have every weekend. We come and chop it up as men. So this is a conversation for men. So if you're a lady, thank you for tuning in, but this is not for you. That's our. So please find something else to do, or just sit there and just wachana na sisi. Let's just have our moment. And this is not, I'm not here to tell you what to do. As men, we don't tell each other what to do. As a man, you know where you want, what you want to do. You know how you want to do it. You know when you want to do it. As a man, you have that ability. You've been given that ability to do it. Okay? So mine is just to share from my life experiences, some are from my observation in the world around me, so that we spark a conversation that is going to go around. Because as men, it's time for us to speak. I'm glad that right now men are beginning to wake up, and I'm seeing a new move in the world concerning men. We are seeing the manosphere all over, and we have so many people who are speaking to men and sharing conversations that pertain to our welfare as men, because it is important. For a period hapo hatukukuwa na hizi moments, and so what happened is that tuliokotwa hiyo ka period Kenya hatukuwa tunaongea. Men were not supposed to talk. Men were not supposed to have this kind of conversations. And so in that ka period tuliokotwa sana, tuliokotwa kiokoto. And that's why it's important for us to just come together and have conversation and talk about issues zenye zinatusumbua, because a problem shared is a problem half solved. Yeah, tuko pamoja mpaka hapo. Thank you very much. So today's conversation, today I just want to, I'll make this very short, by the way, and I want to pick this moment from this. So I've shared in previous videos, mi ufuga kuku. I have kidogo kidogo chicken hapa na pale. I don't really do it as a farmer. I just do it for the fun of just having life, something that I can actually take care of. And so I have like 1 year old, exactly 1 year old chicken, and I have like 5 months old chicken. Now the 1 year olds have never stepped outside. Sijawahi zifungulia zikatoka nje. But these other two small ones, I open the doors, zinatoka zinacheza cheza, and then in the evening they go back to their kwaka cage cow, and they live their lives. So what happened yesterday? It was sunny. It was very sunny, a beautiful sunny day. Normally, we don't have a lot of those sunny moments here in Limuru, but when they do come, we take advantage. So it was a sunny afternoon, so I was like, okay, let me fungulia all this chicken, let them go out and mingle with each other and play and pigana. And here's what happened. So I opened the doors. Kama kawaida hizi zingine, they just jumped out. It's natural in them. They know mlango ikifunguliwa negodhiye. So they get out, they fly, they just have their time. And then I opened for these 1-year-olds that have never been outside. And guess what? Mi nimeenda, was doing my shugulis, nini, coming back. These ones have not left their cage. The door is open, but they are still in there because they've never been outside. They have no idea. In fact, ni mzito sana hata ziezi fly. And I thought to myself, this is a moment. What does this reflect? And putting this to us as men. Most of us as men, we've never experienced freedom. We've never had that opportunity to experience freedom where you are not thinking about someone else. You're not thinking about your wife. You're not thinking about your kids. You're just out there by yourself, enjoying yourself. And this is why, as I said in the video before, we were conditioned. You go to school, primary school unamaliza, unatoka hapo unaingia campus. High school unamaliza, unaenda campus ama college, unamaliza, then una get job. Ukishapata job, you get your first salary hapa na pale nini, immediately you marry. So most men were conditioned to marry early. So unakuta mwanaume at 25, I see most people between 25 and 27 is when most of us as men settle down. Now I didn't settle down at that point, but most of us just settled down within that period. Umepata tu kamshahara ka kwanza kapili hivi, you just umekomboa kahao, umekafanish nini, before you can enjoy it, you marry. And it happens naturally. Either utapea dem ball, ama chachi yenyu, ama watu yenyu wa home watakupressure, buda sasa uko na do nini, so that uweze kupata watoi mapema, ndio by the time unafika 50, sijui watoi wako sijui miaka ngapi, so that hiyo gap isikue, we are told all that bullshit. And so most men have never experienced freedom. Just like those chicken. Hata mlango ikafunguliwa aje, they will still be stuck inside. Afraid to step out. Afraid. And I remember I told you, even when my marriage ended, most people told me, tena, tafuta mwingine ulete, life is going. Now, the thing with me is, I'm not moved by what people tell me. So, before I married at 34. I married at 34, and between my 20s, between 25 and 34, I was traveling. I was out there, nilikuwa hoka. But sikuwa na hoka area moja, so I used to travel across the country. I've shared this story in previous episodes. So I used to walk around with CDs, my CDs. If you have seen, I've released some of my songs. These are some of the songs I recorded in 2017. So I've started releasing them because I never really got to release them. So at least now I'm at a place where I can release some music, nini. And some of the songs, like the song right now on this channel, on my YouTube channel, actually it's even here on Facebook too, just below this video, is a song that I did in 2016. It's called Heartbeat. So I used to walk around with CDs, nikizungusha across the country, different parts of the country, and I really never, sikuwa ninaenda huko because of the money. I just went because of the adventure and being out there and doing something in another region that is not my area, my home area. And just to enjoy meeting new people, new cultures, learning new things. In fact, the business I do today, the baker guy, I learned how to bake when I was selling my CDs na huko nje. I went to Mombasa at one point, nikaishi place nikaitwa Mikindani. So I lived there for a while, and as I'm operating there, doing my CD selling nini, there was a guy who was selling mahamri. Alikuwa anapika mahamri jioni hapo nje ya the place I used to live. So in the evenings, because it's so hot, I used to go sit there na kunywa kahawa tungu na mahamri. And I would watch him how was doing his thing, and he taught me a thing or two on how to kanda unga nini, just the basics. And that's how I learned to do what I do now, because I went out there and connected with people and different cultures, and I saw this is something that I can do. And I started thinking, how can I do what I see there, bring it to my area, and do it in a way that it will benefit me? So in my mind, that was born. That was Kitambo. So that's not the story I'm telling you today. So I traveled. I saw life. I lived life. The difference between now and then, the difference, you see, both times I've been single. I was single then and I'm single now. The difference between then and now, because of the conditioning and ile part ya sasa miaka imefika wewe oa, and then my younger brother married at 25 I guess. So what happened ni pressure ilikuwa inatoka home. Buda manze, ndugu yako ameoa, look at him, he has kids now nini. Yeah, sasa hata wewe fikiria. So because of that conditioning, I always felt less than. I always felt less than that I'm kuna kakitu nimebakisha. So I would go and make a lot of money and nini and travel and enjoy my life. But I knew deep down kuna kakitu nimebakisha. And that kakitu was marriage. And I always felt less than, because again, the conditioning, the pressure, nini. Then I got married. And whatever happened, happened. I said I'm not talking about my marriage again. So that happened. And now I'm in a new season of life where I'm single again. The difference between now and then is today I can now enjoy the freedom without the pressure of marriage, because I've already been there. I've already experienced what it is. And I'm like, after what happened, I don't want it again. Again, these are things I've shared here. They are not new. So if you're watching me on Facebook, you're probably wondering, what? You're not marrying again? It's the conditioning. So even you cannot figure out. And as a man, you're thinking, aje, because you've never experienced that freedom. You see, it's like this chicken, nilifungulia mlango, they couldn't go out. They are stuck inside. That's what they know. So it's so such a conditioning that the door stayed open for hours. They did not step out. Nilifunga jioni kama hakuna hata moja imetoka. Na hata ile ilitoka ikaingia kwa hizi nyumba zingine, because haijazoea, like, what is this? So it went into another house and stayed there. Haijazoea kukaa nje. And so as men, there are men here. Some of you have never experienced the freedom of, you're now free. Go out. You don't have to think about women. You don't have to think about marriage. You don't have to think about kids. You've never put yourself first. You've never experienced true freedom. So when you see people like me living life free, doing whatever it is we want, it's beyond words. You're like, what? You want it, but it's so awkward for you because you have never lived it. You're so used to the conditioning. And so all these conversations that we have here on Man Cave make no sense. That's why you see a man. That's why I'm not bothered when I see most of you coming to my inbox or writing in the comment section, hey, Buddha, oh, Abana, oh, because you do not understand the freedom I'm enjoying right now. You can never comprehend it, because you have never had this. You never had this. I have never had this. And so right now I am enjoying it without the pressure of, oh, Atena. Now I can just jump out there, fly, do whatever I want, make myself happy, spend money on me, have a good time, and live my life without the pressure of thinking about someone else. That, my friend, is true freedom. That one is true freedom, my friend. And then again, guess what? During this time of monk mode, I made sure that I cleared all my debt. Unajua zile tu deni mtu uko nazo, maybe a business loan hapa kidogo, hapa ka soft loan nini, I cleared all of them. So that 1 year later, I would sit here and be truly free. Nikitoka hivyo, hakuna mtu hata mmoja ninao. I can enjoy my day without thinking about someone. Ama kuna mtu, bana uko na azi. And it is such a beautiful thing. So I looked at those chicken and I thought, maybe this is a good inspiration for today's show. So as we're having this conversation, do you uh, do you know about freedom? What have you experienced being free? I mean, it's time for us as men to jump out of the conditioning. If you're married, stay married. I was having a conversation with another guy this morning, and he's telling me, hey, bro, if I knew then what I know now, singewayo. He's so miserable, bro. But he's stuck there. He's so miserable. He's looking at my life and telling me, I want what you have, but I don't know how to do it. I am married. My wife is I can't even stay in my house. Yaani wakati si uko job, wakati yako off, heri atoke home ni kama anaenda kazi, aende akalale kwa nyasi na uko kwa center. Arudi home jioni because hakukaliki. Hakukaliki huku. Gentlemen, if there is one thing I would wish for you is that you step out. Especially if for you if you're not married. And if you I know some of you who are watching this are divorced. The best gift you can give yourself is the gift of freedom. Step out. Love you. I have said this time and time again. I'm not going to stop. Put yourself first. Kuna mzai tulikuwa na yeye some time back. I told you the other day I was going to the garage. So I met this guy. He works in the, like if this is where my bike was being fixed. His shop is like right next door. So we started a conversation, and he's an elderly guy. He's probably the age of my dad, probably a 70 up or 65, 70 there. And he was telling me one of the biggest mistakes we make as men, we put everyone else first. Sisi tunajieka last. So unakuta you never have anything working for you. You've never put yourself first. You see men walking with shoes hadi zinaisha. Unatembea na kiatu hadi inainama inaisha. You can't buy yourself a pair of shoes because mtoi anahitaji kiatu, mama anahitaji nguo mpya. So wewe unajieka last. You have nothing, yani you have nothing for you. You have not done anything for yourself. And so when you hear people like me telling you be free, enjoy freedom, you are like, what is that? You're like, hizo kuku zenye nilifungulia zikabaki kwa nyumba ndani while the rest are enjoying the sunshine. You have to break out of that conditioning. You have to break out of that conditioning. There is a meme yenye nakuanga na farasi imefungiliwa kwa kiti ya plastic. I don't know if you've seen that meme. It's a very common meme of a horse. It's been tied to a plastic chair. And hiyo meme inasemanga the only limitation in your life is in your head. Your limitation in life is right here. It's not because you don't have, it's right here. Gentlemen, as we are in the final quarter of the year, I challenge you to break out of that limitation. Enjoy life. I told you about a guy, I did a video last year, probably towards the end of last year, and I shared about this guy who wife yake alimtoka and he attempted suicide. I see most of you posting even on social media, my wife is my everything. And I look at you and wonder, what? You should be her everything. Lakini she is your everything? What is that? What is that? You should be her everything. Yani, huyu mtu anafaa kukutoka. Anafaa kuogopa kukutoka. Because you are her everything. But sisi siku hizi, because we are so lovey-dovey and we want to be super power couple and shit, she is your everything. Buda o dem atakutoka, and guess what? You will be dead. You have no life beyond your wife, bro. I was sharing with some guys the other day. Listen, I chose life over wife. That is what I've chosen. In this period of life, in this moment right now, I have chosen life over wife. I've already had both. I've already had wife. Now I'm having life. And let me tell you, this side is much better. This side has no stress. Hakuna mtu tunaulizana. I don't even remember the last time I took a sleeping pill or a painkiller because of headache. But when I was here, bro, painkillers zilikuwa kaa TikTok all the time because I'm thinking where dem anataka hii, anataka hii, anataka hii. Choose life over wife, bro. And I'm telling you this for a fact. This guy, I'm telling you, this is one of the most diligent guys I have ever met. Huu ni ule msee mwenye, he used to run errands for me and my family back at home. Huu msee tulikuwa tumemtrust to a point that tunampatia kifunguu ya home. Gas imeisha. Buda, shika key. Enda huko home, chukua hiyo cylinder, enda uchange, urudishe hapo home na uconnect kwa kuka. Alafu ufunge uniekee key ndachukua jioni. That is how much that guy we trusted him. But day yenye wife yake alimtoka hivi, the guy attempted suicide. Alienda akajifungia kwa hao, akakunywa ile dawa ya kuosha ng'ombe. Ile kwa Kikuyu tunaita dawa ya monada. The guy took it. Luckily, watu walikuwa wamesikia akiongea kwa street. Nasema mimi nitajiua. So he was on suicide watch. Everyone else was looking at him. Mse pale alienda kaa peke yake, tunaruka hapo. So he took his dawa, amejifungia kwa hao. Guys came and broke the house and found him there because he had been speaking about it like all day. Just because wife yake aliishia. Now he recovered, he's doing well today, but that should not happen. Bro, wewe unafaa kuwa everything to her. She should be so afraid of leaving you because there is no life after you. That's why I tell you, put yourself first. Invest in yourself. Build yourself. I mean, jiweke mbele. And guess what? You will love yourself so much. You will invest in yourself so much that you will be a source of life in your family. You will be a source of life to your wife and to your kids. They will look at you as their source of life because you have put yourself first, because you have chosen you. You don't have to be divorced to choose you. You can choose you now while you're still married. And you're going to have a beautiful life. And guess what? Your marriage will work. The reason why marriages are failing today is because we have put our wives is our everything. Bullshit. Tumekondishoniwa hadi na church. Put your woman first. You know, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Let me tell you, there is also a part in the Bible says, any man who chooses not to marry chooses a good thing. That's in book of Corinthians. Bro, you are everything. Put yourself first. Invest in yourself. You are the most important person in your life. Be everything to them, not the other way around. Wacha wakikutoka watesekage na huko wewe ukiwa fiti because you have put yourself in your place. I hear usikia saa zingine you go to church and you hear the pastor there akijichocha kawaida venye wewe ujichocha. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the other day we had what? Rema Feast. And in Rema Feast, one of the common denominator was every pastor who went on the pulpit would say, before I start preaching, I want to acknowledge my first lady, my better half. What the hell is that? There is nothing like that. Bro, hakuna better half. You should be full. Akujage, akufuatage huko. And so we want our marriages to look like these people who are lying to us. They are unhappy themselves, but we are following them. They are miserable in their marriages, and we follow them like kama makondo. We have nothing for ourselves because you want to put her first. Are you crazy? Now look at the condition we are living in today. Look at where we are today. Look at how our marriages are today. Why? Because we have it all wrong. Gentlemen, it's time. In the month of this September, the 9th month of the year, the 9 meaning new life. It's time for you to have new life in you. Let this be a source of new life to you. Start seeing things differently. Kill that conditioning. Hiyo conditioning uliekwa ndani, itoe. Put yourself first. Everyone else follows. Everyone else follows and you will enjoy your life. Saizi ukidedi wataendelea na life kama like you never left. Like you never left. I've told you this. There's a guy here in my area. He passed on last year. The week after his funeral, wife yake akaanza kujenga nyumba. She's built a very big house in this area where I live. Literally the next week after the funeral. Umse alijinyima probably. Akajinyima. Huyu akaekelea nyumba. Suppose huo mzee ndiye angejenga. Suppose huo mzee ndiye angejenga vizuri hivyo na akaekwa hiyo hao before daddy. He would have even rested in peace. The day you leave, they will continue their lives. So put yourself first. Hii kujinyima unajinyima for them is not necessary. Open the doors. Remove that, that limitation, that your conditioning. Remove it. Enjoy life. Because life is for the living. Life is for the living, bro. And I always say this every time in this video. You only have one life to live. Make sure you make the best of that one life you have. Alright? I gotta go now. I said this was gonna be a short show. Lakini naona we are now at minute 27. It's all good. It's all good. I hope it's important. Watu wa Facebook, karibuni sana. Of course, like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with somebody. Let's grow as men. Alright? Let's meet in the next episode of Man Cave. My name is Uncle Mike the Baker. Adios.